All right, what's up, YouTube? This is Technical Sergeant Michael Gretzmacher, Staff Sergeant Jesse King, soon to be Technical Sergeant in a few days here.
Yes, here.
All right, we got another video for you today. We're going to be talking about the General Aptitude contract and just some different things that go along with that. If you guys like the videos we're producing, make sure you hit the subscribe button and you click that bell notification so you can get notified as soon as they come out. Now, I'm not going to talk a whole lot about how the jobs are actually reserved on an aptitude contract. Sergeant King covered that in one of the last videos. Today, we want to focus on the general aptitude contract itself and some of the jobs that are included with that. So, jobs in the Air Force, they're either classified into electrical, mechanical, administrative, and everything else is going to be general. So, general includes firefighting, medical jobs, intelligence, things like loadmaster, cyber, security forces, all those types of jobs are included in that job contract. So when someone actually has a general aptitude contract, the Air Force is going to try to match them to one of their top preferred jobs and one of the ones that they are most qualified for. We're always looking to get highly motivated applicants into the jobs that they are most qualified for and most likely to excel in. Now, I know in my experiences, 9 years ago when I joined the Air Force and I was in basic training, everyone referred to general aptitude as open general. And the stigma was that if you had an open general contract, you were going to be security forces. That's one of the biggest rumors that we're trying to make sure that we squash. So I'm going to let Sergeant King talk a little more about that.
All right, yeah, so it was a bad rumor a long time ago about a long time ago, it's still going on, it's a bad rumor. But it traditionally come from back in the day, due to security forces being such a large career field and them having so many bodies in security forces, that yes, it was very common if you went on an aptitude general contract, you would fall into security forces. So we have this rumor that's carried out, just saying like, if you go in general aptitude, you're going to be security forces. And the Air Force put a fix to that like 4 or 5 years ago. And for some reason that rumor is still going, and I'm hoping to squash that right here with you. So what happened was the Air Force didn't like that, and it was hurting the recruiters. So what they did was they put all security forces contracts back into the recruiter's hands. So if you ever see a normal recruiting draft or a job list, it's going to have like 10, 15 security forces jobs and onesie twosies of everything else. And that's just due to the high manning of security forces. There's so many of them. So like I said, they pushed all the jobs back into the recruiter's hands. So you still do have that small chance of being booked on an aptitude general contract, but it's supposed to be very slim now. You're only supposed to be able to be booked from it from people who wash out in basic training or technical school who are already booked to it. You're not supposed to be able to just go in like it was back in the day, and if you go in general aptitude, everyone's going to be that. Because the Air Force pushed all those jobs back into the recruiter's seat. This is a positive thing for both the Air Force to get rid of that rumor and also for the recruiters, because security forces is a great job, and it's actually one of the most common jobs I get asked for whenever applicants come into the office, and the most common jobs say, hey, I want to be security forces. I want to be an officer or a police officer so that I can be a police officer whenever I get out. And that makes total sense from a selling perspective of a recruiter, that I can get them I have a better chance of getting them a guaranteed job. And we've taken away the chance of people who don't want to do it and getting booked to an alternative job in basic training. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys, and I'm able to squash that rumor of if I go in general aptitude, I'm guaranteed to be a security forces. That's not the case, and the Air Force, like I said, has put a fix in place, and we're just trying to wing it, trying to get rid of that rumor that's still floating in our system. I'll tell you a little bit about general aptitude real quick. For me, I've put in a little over 100 people in the past 2 years, and I've been very successful with my general aptitude contracts. I don't know about all the other recruiters across the country, but for us in the 6-9 or in California right now, we don't see a lot of medical jobs, and I have a lot of applicants coming in that want to do medical. It's the first thing I say, oh, I'll do medical and I'll do any job, but when it comes time for me to be booking jobs, very rarely do I have the opportunity to get them. So the most success I've had for the general aptitude is putting in my applicants on a general aptitude contract and them getting their medical job in basic training. Now, I'm not gonna guarantee you that, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I've substantially increased the amount of people that I've gotten medical jobs just by having them go in on general aptitude. And like I said, been very successful. Actually, there's some testimonies to it in the last video I posted about overall open contracts or overall aptitude contracts. If you go read some of those some of those comments. There's quite a few people who've testified to, yeah, I was told I'm going to be security forces, but hey, I ended up getting aerospace medical because that's what I wanted. And it's been working out. I'm actually happy to see some positive content on the page. How has your trend been? Have you booked anyone security, Aptitude General got security forces?
I've seen a little bit of both. It's definitely been, very rare for the people that went on the general aptitude contract and ended up security forces. In both the instances that I've encountered, they actually wanted the job. So they were offered it and they said, yeah, I'd love to get that job. I've seen a couple of x-ray technicians, aerospace medical, I've seen a couple people end up in cyber fields and intel and stuff like that. So like I said, everything that falls under the general category is open. And please, watch the other video that talks about how the selection goes, because it's going to go based on an applicant's preferences. And there are those, there's a couple in there where for backfill reasons, someone was booked into security forces, but that's not just the go-to. They're looking for what you're qualified for and what your preferences are. But overall, I'd say that I've had a pretty good experience with it.
I've had a great experience. So that kind of wraps up what we wanted to do here in this video. We wanted to talk about general aptitude. Once again, if you're asking how you can be booked or how the process works, that was covered in another video. We just wanted to cover our experiences with it, some positive things we feel about it, help squash the rumor that was floating around the Air Force. Hopefully it'll be gone soon. And yeah, we just kind of covered the content we said we were going to. Once again, Sergeant Gruesmacher, Sergeant King, please like, subscribe, and keep watching our page. If you have any questions, please load them in the comments. I'm here to help. I want to help you guys. And we look forward to some comments and some questions in the future. All right, bye.